So, what was the very first effect that you've ever worked on?
It probably was an air cannon or a confetti cannon.
Okay. So, how does it even work?
They utilize compressed air, and we shoot products like Mylar confetti, streamers, puff balls, money, water, dust. You can do a lot with air cannons. For corporate shows inside, we pretty much use streamers and Mylar confetti.
So, like this?
Yeah, just like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, babies in their diapers, welcome to the Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius Boy.
That's me, Tiberius.
And welcome to the Tiberius Show today. And I'm your host, Tiberius Boy. And as always, we're looking at various jobs and how they affect the world around us. Today's guest is going to be with fire, explosions, and special effects. But safely. Very safely, do not try this at home, okay? So, do you have any idea what it takes to make explosions happen in movies, theme parks, concerts, and even military training simulations? Well, I think we're gonna have to find out for this one, because I have no clue. So, please welcome the one, the only, the amazing Andy Nichols!
Thank you.
No
Appreciate
problem,
that.
no problem. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Happy to be here.
Okay, so Andy, you're listed as a pyrotechnics expert. Now, I know what a pyro is, I mean, me. But for my listeners that have no ideas, what is a pyrotechnics expert?
Someone that has a lot of experience in shooting display fireworks, how they function, how they're made, and all the other alphabet agencies and things that are related to knowing how to do it safely.
Okay. So, when most kids hear special effects, they think movies. But where do we actually see your work in real life?
Oh, you can see special effects in haunted houses, miniature golf courses, theme parks, amusements and attractions, live shows. You see it in sporting events, high schools. We even do high school stuff for football players, intros, homecoming fireworks.
Ah, okay, that makes sense. So, how did you first get started working with special effects and pyrotechnics?
Always had an interest in it as a kid. Honestly, the Wizard of Oz and the fireballs honestly really got me inspired. Like, I need to know how to do that. I saw a fireworks display when I was about 5. The fallout and all the ashes were like falling on me, and I could see him running around with the flares, and I thought, oh, I need to do that. So, and I knew as a kid, because your parents are like, no, you can't do that. But I knew one day I'd be 18. So I went to a private school. I found the theater there at about 15, 16 years old, and really enjoyed that, venue, and started building scenery and getting involved in the entertainment business. Then as I got older, I was 19. I started working for a fireworks display company, and basically majored in theater and business and kept shooting fireworks along the way and just kind of created opportunity in Orlando special effects.
So, what was the very first effect that you've ever worked on?
It probably was an air cannon or a confetti cannon.
Okay. So, how does it even work?
They utilize compressed air, and we shoot products like Mylar confetti, streamers, puff balls, money, water, dust. You can do a lot with air cannons. For corporate shows inside, we pretty much use streamers and Mylar confetti.
So, like this?
Yeah, just like that.
Cool. So, do you remember the first time that you realized, wow, this is going to be my career?
I can't honestly say that. I was inspired by some people that did good, and I was inspired that some people didn't do that good and felt, well, I can do better.
All right. Well, your company has been around since 1990. That's like longer than I've been alive. So, what's the secret to staying successful that long?
I kept control of the size of my company, tried not to grow too fast, and then tried not to get it to grow beyond something I could at least kind of keep an eye on. I'm not a micromanager, but, we try to do quality. In any business, your success is made on repeat customers, the ones that come back, the one-offs are in existence. I really just didn't take no for an answer and kept plugging and plugging. It took a number of years to get, seated in the Orlando market. But now, since I've been around since 1990, the phone rings and I make a living doing it.
Nice. So your design affects for entertainment here and abroad. So what's different about working internationally?
The rules are different. Language barriers. Some things don't actually translate. For example, I was doing a job in Hong Kong and I needed a variance, and they don't have variance because it would insult someone. So you would never think anything like that, but it could be as simple as that.
Yeah,
so there's always
really
challenges.
simple.
There is compromise in special effects.
Yeah. Okay, so what's the biggest misconception people have about pyrotechnics?
There could be a couple misconceptions. Some people think it's really, really easy, and it is, but it's not easy to not hurt yourself and everybody else while you're doing it. And everybody knows my job.
So is it true that not everything that looks dangerous actually is?
Well, we use air to simulate some of that danger to keep people close to it. So in lieu of pyro and not hurting people, one of my theories in this, and I've took it from a friend of mine, is 10 feet from death. So if I can make you think that you've escaped death as an audience member, I did my job.
There you go.
Without putting you in danger, right?
Yeah.
So that's the plan.
All right, so what's one thing you think kids should know about actually doing the work that you do?
You just have to find someone that has experience to kind of guide you. It's really not something you want to learn on your own because you can hurt yourself. So the idea is to find people that have the experience. They can put you in that circumstance and do it safely. And there are clubs and a lot of venues out there that offer pyrotechnic experience. Unfortunately, you have to be 18. Now, if your parents are involved in fireworks and pyrotechnics and building shells, that's another story. But as an individual wanting to get involved in it, you need to be 18 years old. But once you turn 18, there's a lot of opportunity out there to do it.
All right. Well, here seems like a good time to take a quick commercial break. Let's hear a word from our sponsors.
So you want to make an ad for your company, right?
Yeah, Tiberius, you want to help me?
Okay, so what's the name of the company?
PPWND.
PP what?
Professional Pressure Washing and Detailing.
So you like clean driveways?
Yeah, like that. We pressure wash commercial buildings and semi-truck and trailers.
So how would someone get a hold of you?
They can visit my site at ppwnd.com or call me at 407-900-7793.
So I just tell them to call you at 407-900-7793 or visit ppwnd.com?
Yeah, Tiberius, you got it.
Cut, that's a wrap. Just use that.
Oak Ridge Gun Range is a family-oriented shooting range that has been in business for over 30 years. They specialize in basic firearm training and offer numerous services such as consignments, gun trades, gunsmithing, and concealed weapon classes. I even got my training for gun safety at Oak Ridge Gun Range. Great customer service, and firearm safety is what they do best. So find out more at oakridgegunrange.com.
And we're back here talking with Andy Nichols, special effects expert and consultant. Ooh. Alright, so Andy, safety is a huge part of your work. So why is training just as important as creativity?
Why is training it's the other side of it. You if you're not around and do it safely, you won't be able to have the opportunity to be creative. Right? So you have to be careful. You have to be careful in life. Driving down the road's probably more dangerous than the pyro and the fireworks that I use. Yeah. And if you use this stuff properly, it's not inherently that danger. And if it was really, really that bad, Tiberius, I wouldn't do it either.
All right, so you develop training programs and materials. So who are those for?
Oh, those for young people that are new people that want to come in and learn it and review and read about it. There's standards and stuff with transportation, storing it, using it, how close you can be to the audience, things like that. There's a lot to know.
So you work with fire departments and authorities. What do you teach them?
Authorities having jurisdiction. we make them familiar with fireworks, the pyrotechnics, and the devices we're using. We teach them what they could look for on how the setup should be, how things are positioned or secured. Those are the ones when we're teaching and showing them how to do it. Then when we pull permits and we're actually shooting the fireworks, we work with the inspectors who review the standards to make sure we're in compliance.
Okay. So why is it important for first responders to understand special effects and pyrotechnics?
I don't think really the first responders understand it. What they're going to understand is hazardous material and recognize the placards. They don't have an understanding for fireworks and pyrotechnics. But that's not a derogatory thing in that sense, because there's an NFPA, National Fire Protection Association, and they write hundreds of technical bulletins on all the hazards these guys face, because a firefighter can't possibly know all the hazards he's going to run to in his lifetime. It would take an entire lifetime to study it, another lifetime to practice it or learn it, and then another lifetime to actually practice it. So they have these references of material to do that.
Yeah. So you're also a consultant and expert witness on legal and regulatory issues. That sounds serious. What does that involve?
It is serious, and when I got involved in this industry, it was nothing I had ever considered, because unfortunately, because fireworks are hazardous, people get hurt. So what will happen is there could be a lawsuit involved, and then they might hire me for my opinion in either how the accident occurred or studying the product of the devices to be faulty. It just really depends. And I could be retained by the plaintiff or the defendant. And it might always not be pyrotechnics. It could be a CO2 effect or a confetti effect or something like that that just went sideways and someone got hurt.
So why do rules and standards actually help creativity instead of limiting it?
Well, on a standards committee, when you're trying to write rules and stuff like that, the whole trick is to not inhibit creativity. The reason the rules are there is because they're essentially written in blood. And people have done dumb things, and we've written rules, so hopefully they don't continue to repeat them.
That's fair. That's fair. So what's one safety lesson every kid should remember, even outside of your industry?
Never hold fireworks.
Flares?
Never hold fireworks.
It's a good idea, actually, because it could blow up, right? Go.
Lots of fingers and hands have been lost by adults as well. Never hold fireworks.
Never hold fireworks. You can hold flares, not fireworks.
Right. Sparklers.
Those.
That's it.
Those are beautiful.
That's it.
Love sparklers. So, have you ever had an effect that didn't go as planned, and what'd you learn from it?
I have had effects not go as planned. It happens on occasion. And what I've learned from it is that the audience doesn't know any better, and as long as it goes boom, it's awesome. That's what I've learned.
That's fair. So, what's one project that made you think, I can't believe I get to do this for a living?
Blowing up cars for movies and getting paid.
Blowing up money and getting paid for it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And shooting other people's fireworks is pretty awesome. To get paid to do that. Yeah.
All right. So, what's more important? How an effect looks or how safe it is?
It's all about safety. Because in the end, you have to have insurance, pull permits, work with the authorities having jurisdiction, and don't hurt anybody. Yeah. And I've done productions where like, oh, you're here to blow up a car. And I teased them. I said, well, that's part of what I'm doing. I'm really here to do it, not hurt anybody.
Yeah.
That's the trick. It really is. It's all about safety, safety, safety. It really is.
All right. So you also manufacture custom special effects equipment. Mm-hmm. How did you go from an idea to something real?
You have to be pretty interested in cause and effect and how they do things in the movie, and then understand the pieces parts. I'm basically a glorified electrician, plumber, and mechanic. And, after I went to school, I went to tech school for 2 years to learn how to weld. So I built things out of wood. Now I can build things out of steel. That gives me opportunity to do fire and gas and things that need a lot of structure, and it creates opportunity. I've ruined a lot of things learning how to do stuff, and sometimes you just have to do things 2 or 3 times.
All right. So why would a kid listening today want to grow up and do your job?
Because I'm the oldest, or the oldest 5-year-old you've ever met. I'm 63 years old. This is me retired, and I don't think I'll ever stop. I'm going to pick and choose some of the work that I do and don't do, but there's no reason for it's not like I don't like what I do. It's always been an adventure. I treat it more like a lifestyle. I'm very fortunate because a lot of people don't make a living this way. There is a big responsibility, and I have to answer to people. I just don't run around blowing things up like, nilly-nilly, but I do enjoy the opportunity, and most of the time the people I work with are pretty awesome too. So,
Well, on that note, let's get a quick break to pay some bills.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
And we're back here with Andy Nichols, owner of Orlando Special Effects. Okay, so what skills should a teen start learning now if they want to work in special effects someday?
well, let's talk about special effects. There's makeup special effects. I don't do that. There's graphic special effects. I don't do that. There's environmental, mechanical, and pyrotechnic special effects, and that's what I do. So, like I said earlier, kind of a glorified plumber, an electrician, and a fabricator. So, anything you can learn in any trade is going to help you. I mean, we use mold making, scenic artists, sculptures, plus metal fabrication, a lot of electronics, hydraulics, pneumatics, all kinds of fabrication. It's just a plethora of skills, and if you're interested in that kind of stuff, it's good. And you can utilize that. Now, I've worked on big films where not one person knows it all, but it's a collaboration of some smart, skilled people, and they can create some pretty awesome stuff.
Well, is this a job that requires school, certifications, or both?
It does not require school or certifications. I've only met a couple other people that actually studied film or theater in college that worked in this industry. I found a lot of people just had found it after high school. They enjoyed the entertainment business and somehow got in line with lighting or the scenic side of it, or a gripper, gaffer. So it's really, if you find an opportunity and pursue it, you can get into this industry. Union, non-union, there's different avenues. It was something I wanted to do, and I went after it.
So what's one subject in school that actually helps you more than people realize?
It's not one subject. It's school. Because a lot of people don't look at school this way, or college school. But what college and school gives you is opportunity to learn how to learn. And it doesn't matter what you do or what you're going to do for a living or how you're going to do it. But if you're the best learner, you're going to get you're going to get opportunity, because it's all about learning how to learn. So learn as much as you can about everything, decide what you like, and then go after it, because you're going to do it for a long time. So you better like it.
So how has technology changed special effects over the years?
Right now, it looks like the CGI and the digital stuff's, that's taken a lot of it. I don't think they'll ever be able to duplicate fire 100%. I think there'll always be opportunity for that in the explosions. But you can see where they use CGI and graphics to enhance other stuff like that. And they kind of cheat a little bit. Everything's budget oriented. It's about the money,
So do you think AI or digital effects will replace practical effects or work alongside them?
I think it'll be more of alongside of it. I don't think it'll ever completely replace it. Because real gritty effects, I don't think AI, you can fake it,
So what's the biggest lesson your career has taught you?
Don't take no for an answer. Don't let other people tell you what you can and can't do.
Well, if something goes wrong on a job, how do you stay calm and solve the problem?
That comes with age, and as you're doing this and anticipate, I would hope you would test and try things, and you would find all your big problems in your shop at home or somewhere else, not on the set actually doing it. Things do occur, but you want to be prepared for that, and you're going to be prepared for that by have done some testing before you get there.
Well, here, now the questions get harder, okay? So, what have you learned about yourself during your career that you wish that you knew earlier?
Like I said earlier, that you don't have to answer questions right away. And, take your time and kind of enjoy the moment. You get so involved in what you're doing that it's more like you do it and then you think back, wow, that was cool, and I kind of really didn't enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
I really enjoy the challenges and the opportunity, the unknown opportunity that I can position myself to take advantage of.
Okay, so if you could change anything to make your job easier or better, what would it be?
It's just about the people, and what they do and how they react. And if people just simply did exactly what they say they would do, life would be easy.
Yeah. Well, if you could go back in time and give your 14-year-old self advice, what would you say?
I would probably say the same thing, where I've learned just to not take no for an answer and go after your own dreams, regardless of people trying to push you back. And when you're a younger child, your parents may influence you because they may think that a degree in pyrotechnics or pursuing fireworks for a living isn't a good idea.
It's a great idea.
I was able to pursue that, but when I was younger, I thought a lot, well, someday I'll be 18 and then I can do what I want. But in the meantime, I can't. So until I was 18. But yeah, just go after it. Just go after it.
So on your off time, what do you like to do for fun?
I race stock cars. I fly model airplanes. I'm a beekeeper on the side. I help my wife take care of our 10-acre farm. I have some real estate I take care of too.
So do you play any video games?
I don't have time for video games.
Oh, man. Well, not even on your phone?
Yeah.
No video games on your phone?
No.
Man. What's your favorite book to read then? Because you don't play video games, you gotta read a book.
I read basically technical bulletins and firework manuals and stuff like that.
That works.
It's all for knowledge. I don't read for pleasure. I read for knowledge.
All right. So what was the biggest mistake that you've ever made? And how did it change you as a person?
I've never made any big mistakes.
No major mistakes? No fingers cut off?
No, I haven't. I have close calls, but it's all about being prepared, and things happen, but nothing, honestly, nothing that really stands out that I wasn't able to fix. I've destroyed some stuff and regretted that because it cost me money, but that's just been part of my education.
So biggest mistake, losing money. Got it.
Yeah. Yep. Losing money. But you do that. That's the cost of your education.
And it changed you as a person. How? It made me sad. That works.
Well, or it made me smarter or made me more patient. So maybe I wouldn't, be as likely to destroy stuff as often.
Okay. Now, can you tell me that one story? Remember, this is a kid's show. That one story, that you're not supposed to tell me about. Come on, you can tell me.
I got caught playing with matches as a really young kid, and I got a lot of trouble for that.
Yeah.
I was young, like 4 or 5 or something, yes.
I'll tell you a story after the segment. Well, is there anything else you think my listeners should know about you and what you do?
No, I think it's a pretty good summary. I'm humbled that I can do this for a living, and I've been very fortunate that I can do that.
Well, do you have a Facebook or like a website for my listeners who want to follow you?
Well, you can find Orlando Special Effects on Facebook, Instagram, and we have a website.
Okay. Well, okay. What's that one question that you think I forgot to ask you?
I think we covered a lot of it, and I was able to actually, say some things that I wanted to say.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Andy, for being my special guest. Can you stick around for Math Corners?
I can.
Aw, Dad, Dad, my computer's slow again and I can't play my games.
Call your Computer Solutions today, and we will scan for viruses and clean that computer up remotely and make it fast again. Our phone number is 407-826-0810.
Thanks, Dad. My computer's fast again. Now I can do my homework. Thanks for calling your Computer Solutions at 407-826-0810.
Tiberius' favorite subject, it's Math Corners!
And now it's time for Math Corners. Thank you so much, Andy, for helping me with Math Corners. This week, we're just on multi-step word problems. My dad's always good at finding new problems for me to solve, and today, we're going to talk about the perimeter of an area. You guys might be good at this one.
Yeah.
Alright, so Ethan is planning to build a fence for his backyard so his dog can run around safely and to keep raccoons and other critters out. So his yard is shaped like a rectangle and it measures 16 meters long and 16 meters wide. How convenient. How many meters of fencing will Ethan need?
I don't know.
Okay, well, I guess I'll have to
But we
figure
do
it out.
use circumference and perimeter when we figure out safe distances from the audience and displays.
That's good, that's good. Well, this is a real world problem because people don't want raccoons or stuff, getting in their yard and messing with their dogs. And first, we have to figure out how much fencing he'll need. Normally, to find the perimeter of a rectangle, we use this formula. Perimeter equals 2 times length plus width. Now, if we plug in Ethan's numbers, that is 2 times 16 plus 16 equals 2 times 32, which is just 64, right?
Correct.
So that would be an answer, right?
For perimeter? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Wrong. The total perimeter would be 64 meters, but hold on, Ethan's house sits along one side of the yard.
Yeah, which
That
is
side
that.
doesn't need a fence. So we
Okay.
just take away one of the 16 meter sides away. 64 minus 16 is 48. So, Andy, what kind of measurements do you have to work with when putting in fire in someone's backyard?
Well, distance is your friend when you're using pyrotechnics and blowing things up, for sure. The standards require us to basically use 70 feet per inch of diameter of tube device. So for ease of instruction, let's call it 100 feet per inch. So if you're shooting multi-shot cakes, let's say, and the tubes are 1.5 inches, okay? If it was 100 feet per inch and it's an 1.5 inch tube, you would need 150 feet from your audience or occupied buildings. And then we set that perimeter up. And that is actually part of one of the inspections that the AHJ will make sure that indeed we've set the show up where it was permitted to be and the audience is indeed far enough away.
Well, my teachers always said that I'll use math every single day. How do you use math in your work as a fire starter?
Oh, we use it every day like that when you're building stuff as well. And then distance is a big thing. We also measure temperature and things like that as well. What would be the outcome. And then also when you're building things, you're using a tape measure and dividing and subtracting. And it is every day. I do use it every day.
Well, thank you so much, Andy, for your help with Math Corners. And now it's time for the Heart of the Lion. As you know, we talk about the qualities of living by the Heart of the Lion, which stands for leadership, integrity, obedience, and nobility. Well, this week, we're going to talk about integrity. For me, I think integrity is doing what is right, even when no one else is looking. The qualities of integrity is honesty, sincerity, truthfulness, and fairness. So, me and my girlfriend Gabby were in class together working on our project, and we sit next to the supplies and everything so we see if someone takes something extra. And then we see a kid take some extra supplies, without asking the teacher. The teacher saw what he was doing and how he looked very sneakily and like a spy of some sorts. But then he learned the meaning of integrity when he got points off and realized he should apologize for not using integrity and being humble. So, Andy, do you have a good example of integrity that you saw this week and not a bad example?
I have a great example. I actually have a friend who I've done some business with. He lived up in Maine, and we had partnered to start a haunted house up there. And we had invested and bought a bunch of equipment and stuff for this haunted house. I took the time and effort, drove all the materials up there, and then COVID happened. And so we weren't able to put on the event. So a couple years went by. We got older. His venue got more valuable than the event, so he sold the property. So we kind of didn't have any dialogue for a couple years, and I thought to myself, well, I'm not going to go up there and get the stuff. It's really not worth it, right?
Yeah.
Well, lo and behold, about 2 months later, he sent me a check. Not only did he send me a check for the money I had in it, he sold it for more than what we paid for it, and I made money. And I never even asked this guy for a thing. And let me talk to you about a guy that has a lot of integrity.
That's some integrity
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah,
Well, we should always try to be lion strong in everything we do, shouldn't we?
absolutely.
And that's our show, folks. I want to thank the one, the only, the amazing Andy Nichols for being on my show. It has been so much fun talking to you today. I think we learned a lot about all your work with Orlando Special Effects and Pyrotechnics.
Well, thanks for having me. I had a really good time.
Okay. Well, do you mind giving your social media and website again?
We're at OrlandoSpecialEffects.com. You'll find us on Facebook under Orlando Special Effects, as well as Instagram. And I also have a retail fireworks company called Orlando Fireworks, and you can find us there as well.
Well, you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram at The Tiberius Show, and I would like to thank WWPR 1490 AM, Kansas 98, Soul Radio 24/7, EasyWay TV, and all the other stations that air my show. And please do visit The Tiberius Show on YouTube and hit that subscribe button. So, Andy, are you subscribed yet?
Say it again?
Are you subscribed yet on the YouTube channel?
Not yet, but I will be.
How dare you? I'm kidding.
I'm new.
Kidding. Well,
First day.
well, this week, Youkubers says Sigma, and Third Side Convo says, what a great episode. Did not know that toll roads were private companies. Well, Third Side, thank you so much for watching the show and learning new things. And be sure to leave a comment on my videos, and I may even mention yours at the end of the show. Also, be sure to listen to us next week on The Tiberius Show with your host, Tiberius!